क्या हुआ था स्टार्ट स्ट्रीमिंग से छोड़ो. So what is the electrolytes? फटाफट बता दो आंसर. Electrolytes, it is the solution which conduct electricity. हाँ. Then it is in a aqueous state or in a fused or molten state. Then it is called as electrolyte. So for example, हाँ काय काय electrolysis, example of electrolysis. Okay. हाँ, electrolysis कौन सा चैप्टर है? What is the name of chapter? Electrolysis. So example already we had seen strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte. Then what is the how the electricity conducted by the solution whenever it is in a aqueous state or fused state or molten state. So what is the difference between aqueous state or fused or molten state? हाँ बताओ. हाँ right. Solid is melted. Solid is melted. It is a fused state or molten state. Then it is a aqueous state में क्या होता है? Water. Why water? Why water? It is a polar solvent. Water is a polar solvent. Therefore, like for example, NaCl is added in the water, then Na plus ions will get attracted towards the OH minus ions, or it will, and Cl ions, it will break down, it will dissociate, and like charges. So if it is in a electrolysis, then there is a cathode and anode. Oxidation कौन से electrode पे होता है? And reduction, oxidation it will takes place at which electrode, and reduction will takes place at which electrode? And oxidation at anode and reduction. Oxidation is what? Oxidation is loss of electron. Loss of electron. Then and reduction is what? Gain of electrons. Gain of electrons. So oxidation takes place at which electrode? Oxidation is loss of electrons. Yes. So loss of electrons means so for example again here NaCl negative positive. This is anode. This is cathode. And suppose HCl, or you can take Na plus NaCl. NaCl. So Na plus ions will get attracted towards the Na plus ions will get attracted towards, doesn't matter, battery है कैसे भी लगा दो. No change na. You just have to show this is cathode and this is anode. No, doesn't matter na. It doesn't matter. You can show it. ये लंबा कर दो, ये छोटा कर दो, तो वो कैथोड हो गया, ये एनोड हो गया. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then oxidation is loss of electron. Reduction is gain of electron. Loss of electron कहाँ पे होगा? Na plus and Cl minus. Who will lose the electron? Cl minus will gain. Right. So Na plus, Na will donate one electron, Na minus one electron, and Cl will gain the electron, Cl plus one electron. So Cl minus will takes place at the cathode, anode, and this one is oxidation. and this one is reduction. So reduction कहाँ पे होगा? This will takes place at which terminal and would be at cathode. Because इसके पास extra electron है. So there is a need of electron, so it will take from the cathode. There is a electrons here at cathode, and anode is positive charge. So here oxidation, Na plus. No, something wrong. Cation कौन से है, anion कौन से है?
Cation is this now. Cations are Na plus. Cations are Na plus and ions are Cl minus.
Cations are Na plus and anions are Cl minus. So anions will get attracted towards the anode. So reduction will take place towards the anode, and oxidation, it will be at cathode. Oxidation will take place at cathode. Like charges repel each other, unlike charges attract. तो इतना सोचना ही नहीं है. Done? Okay. So यहाँ तक तो we completed till here. Now example of electrolysis. First is acid, bases and salt. Acid, bases and salt. So in this experiment, to determine whether the given compound is strong acid or strong electrolyte or weak electrolyte. Strong electrolyte or weak electrolyte. Whether it is acid, base or salt, but it is the electrolyte. Whether it is a strong or weak. So there is a one experiment in the page number 108. No? 108. So in this experiment, they have given the same type of experiment. It is, but instead of battery, we will make it. There is one electrode here. So which one is cathode? Negative terminal. This is cathode and this one is anode. And these are called as electrodes. Okay. So how we can recognize whether it is a strong electrolytic solution or weak electrolytic solution? If the acid is there, then acid will dissociate. Whenever the acid will dissociate, then it will release the H plus ions. Whenever bases will dissociate, then it will release OH minus ions. Whereas whenever there is a salt, then it will break down into positive and negative. Okay. Now here how we can recognize whether it is the strong electrolyte or weak electrolyte? There is a bulb.
So if the bulb is growing dim, then it
Huh.
is a weak electrolyte, and if it's growing
Bright. Strong electrolyte. Right. So if it is bright light, then it is a strong, and if it is dim light, then it is a weak electrolyte. And if it is a like थोड़ा सा ही ग्लो हो रहा है and then बंद हो रहा है, then it is moderate. Okay. So which are the acids? Acids, when so you can depend on the glow of the bulb, we can decide whether it is a strong and weak electrolyte. Now acid, bases is nothing but the alkalis and bases में
all alkalis are basic, but all bases are
Okay. All alkalis are bases, but not all bases are alkalis. Okay. So in that case, alkalis, okay. Bases and acids. In that case, we can say that strong electrolytes are whenever there is a strong acid and strong acid. So, for example, hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, it will dissociate. It will dissociate into H plus ions plus Cl minus ions. So, all the acids when dissociates, then it will form H plus ions. It will form H plus ions. So other acids are, all other acids, strong acids are HNO3 acids. KOH नाही येणार त्यामध्ये. H2SO4, right? अजून HNO3. Huh? Na2SO4, it will come under the salts. So all the acids H2, HCl, HNO3, when it will dissociate, then it will form H plus ions plus NO3 minus ions. Then H2SO4, when it will dissociate, then it will form 2H plus ions plus SO4 minus ions. So it will, all the acids whenever it will dissociate, then they will form H plus ions, and all the strong acids, they are electrolytes. Then bases electrolytes, that means they conduct the electricity. Bases KOH, NaOH, KOH when break down or NaOH when break down, then it will form K plus plus OH minus ions, then Na plus plus OH minus ions. So all the bases whenever they will dissociate in the, then they will form OH minus ions. So from that, if they will form OH minus ions, and if they are strong bases, then they will form a strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte, that means bulb will glow bright. Bulb will glow bright. So how we can decide the strong or weak? Again, one more factor, what I told you, degree of dissociation. What is the degree of dissociation?
How fast?
How fast or how many? What is the degree of dissociation? And
Electric current.
degree,
That's what I said. And how much?
how much H plus ions or how much OH minus ions will be formed in that solution. That is the degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation, if the H plus ions are more, then it will form a bright light. If the OH minus ions are more in the solution, then it will be a bright light. But if the H plus ions is less, then it will be a dim light. So depending on the degree of dissociation, it will form whether it is the strong electrolyte and weak electrolyte. And according to Arrhenius, it should be always in a aqueous solution. Aqueous solution. Only acid loge to it will not break down, no? So it is always in a aqueous solution. Okay. Then what about the salt? What about the salts? The different salts, strong electrolytes of different salt, lead bromide, copper chloride and silver nitrate. So all lead bromide PbBr2, silver nitrate AgNO3. How it will break down? Pb2 plus Br minus 2 minus Ag plus 3 plus NO3 minus NO3 ना.
If it's Ag3 plus.
हाँ Ag नहीं sorry it is Ag1 plus है. It is only 1 plus not 3 plus. 3 plus नहीं आएगा ना, इसका वैलेंसी 3 नहीं है. It is only 1. So Ag1 plus. So these are the strong electrolyte. These are strong electrolytes. So strong acid, strong bases and some salt, PbBr2, silver nitrate, they are strong electrolyte. So whenever they dissociate, then they will form H plus ions, OH minus ions, and in molten state the salt will break down into the or in a aqueous state salt will break down into positive and negative cations and anions. Okay. Then copper chloride. These are all strong electrolytes. CuCl, copper chloride. Then weak electrolytes के example बता दो सब. Sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, potassium bicarbonate, KHCO3, and lead acetate, CH3COH, twice Pb, lead acetate. And weak bases are calcium hydroxide, magnesium, right. And then weak acids are acetic acid, right. So acid, they are weak electrolytes because the degree of dissociation is less. In this case, H plus ions per unit area is less. Therefore, less H plus ions will be formed. Therefore, they are weak electrolyte, or less OH minus ions will be formed. Then it is weak electrolyte. Okay, clear है? Doubt है? नहीं. Now next is lead bromide. नहीं, electrochemical series. Okay, depending on the metals. So electrochemical series, do you know electrochemical series? You don't know? हाँ बताओ पलक. नहीं. Okay. Fe, Pb, CH, police sergeant Charlie Mazel caught me stealing gold plate. हाँ कैसे याद रखोगे? So it is potassium. These are so upper part is, so electrochemical series, it goes from like this. So upper part is more reactive elements, then moderate reactive, and then less reactive elements. कैसे याद रखोगे? है ना, पता है ना क्या है मेनोमिक्स? याद है सबको? नहीं पता. Police sergeant Charlie Mazel caught me stealing gold plate. Police sergeant Charlie Mazel. One second. Mazel H caught me stealing gold plate. क्या बोल रहे हो? No, it is Na and then Ca, no?
Metallurgy, the reactivity series has first and
Ca and Na. Okay. Yes, it is in metallurgy it is Na उल्टा है, थोड़ा उल्टा है. Otherwise it is correct. Police surgeon वाला ही correct है.
get CA first.
Ca first, right. Ca and in Na. So police surgeon, so only police Charlie surgeon. Mazil caught में stealing gold plate. याद रख लो, मेनोमिक्स कैसे भी रखो, वट एवर यू फील इजी यू कैन रिमेम्बर दैट वे. तो इसमें हाँ, so it is not its property are similar to that of the metals also and non-metals also, no. So there its place till now it is its place is not fixed in a periodic table, therefore H is always in a bracket. Question mark है उसके ऊपर अभी भी. Okay, depending on the ease with which the metal lose their electrons or metal forms the ions, they are arranged in a series, and that is called as the electrochemical series. Electrochemical series. So arrangement, it is depend on the how metals lose the electrons, how metals most readily discharge. They depend on that the electrochemical series is arranged. No, top to bottom it is descending order. Okay, at the top of the series, these metals will lose the electrons, lose one electrons. So at the top of the series it will lose the electrons, whereas in the middle they are so when it lose the electrons, then again whenever you heard this, then it is called as
oxidation.
हाँ, और क्या फॉर्म करते हैं? ओके, कैटायंस और अनायंस. Anions, whenever any element lose the electrons, then
Losing the cation.
हाँ, losing is the cation.
Losing is anions.
So it will form a positive ions whenever any element lose the electron.
Yeah.
Then positive ion is
Big. So anions, they're negatively charged.
right.
They donate or lose electrons.
Arre. No, losing the electron is positive charge ions are
Cations.
cations. So metal will so all the strong electrochemical series यहाँ पे these all will lose the electrons. So they will, whenever they will lose the electrons, they will form a positive charge. They are electropositive, right? They are electropositive. They comes under the metal है ना, metal electropositive होते हैं. They comes under periodic table में कहाँ पे होते हैं? Group 1 and group 2. Group 1 and group 2. And non-metals?
There are group 17, group
16.
oh, yes.
Right, group 16, 17. Right side of the periodic table. They are electronegative. They are, and then they will form a negative charge. Then they are called as
Anions.
anions. Metal lose one electron and it will form electropositive, positive ions. So it will form, lose one electron, then it will form positive ion, and that is called as cation. That is M plus. है ना? Then positive ions it will form by discharge of electricity. So it will be towards which electron? Cation will be towards which electron? cation will be discharged at cathode ना, cathode. And anode, anode पे कौन से है? It will discharge towards the cathode. Always it will be discharged towards the cathode. And anode के पास anions. सेम नेम है, याद रखो. ये बंद करते हैं. Okay, stop.